Well, it's time for QC Eats' first stop to Rock Island, Illinois, and we've picked a great place to start, Bluecat Brewing Company, a place that has a long history of brewing beer right here in the Quad Cities. Charlie, I know nano breweries. I know they're small. It's got the word nano in it. But we're not in a cavernous space. When a lot of people think about breweries, they think of big warehouses and putting out a lot of stuff. It's a very small footprint that you got here.
It really is. This is definitely the smallest brew space that I've ever worked in.
Yeah, because you've got a pretty long history of brewing, right?
The 6th brewery that I've been a brewer at.
That's incredible. Yeah, so tell me a little bit, I guess, the philosophy of Bluecat Brewing.
It's a ton of history. So this is the oldest operating craft brew pub in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
Yeah, so wild there. But yeah, a ton of history. Yeah, our brew house just turned 29 4 days ago. So
holy cow.
One of the oldest operating brew houses in the state.
Jeez, yeah, that's like ancient in brewing and craft brewing history. But that's awesome. Tell me, what am I drinking here?
That's the Chupa. So that's our cherry blonde ale. We do a lot of collaborations with local foundations and charities. So that one's with QC Paws, local no-kill shelter, and we decided to do an event with them and do a fundraiser. So $1 per pint of that beer goes directly to their foundation, and they asked for a cherry blonde ale, so that's what they got.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, being able to, that's a great thing about being a small operating brewer, is being able to be really a part of the community.
Absolutely, yeah. We do tons of collaborations with different foundations. We have another one on tap right now with the Brantley Francis Foundation for Pediatric Cancer. So we did another event with them. We always try to keep at least one beer on tap that gives back to some different community organization.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your standard beers.
A lot of our standard beers have been around and on tap since the early 90s. We have 12 different award-winning beers from World Beer Championships. So we're the only brewery in the Quad Cities that's ever won one World Beer Championship award. We have 12. So most of our standard beers that are always on tap, our flagships, are beers that have been around since the early 90s.
Hey, that's great. I mean, listen, if you've got something that's a hit, keep it on, keep it going. This is really an excellent cherry blonde ale. Tell me a little bit about, it's a smaller system, but how big of a brew system are you working with here?
It can brew up to 10 barrels. We actually just got brand new fermenters this year, so that's the only upgrade. While our other equipment was born in '93, these are 2022. We just have that height restriction in this room, so we're kind of limited to 7.5 barrels.
7.5 barrels, but that's good. Are you brewing pretty frequently, I guess, to keep up with demand?
Yeah, once or twice a week. We also have a pilot system, a 1-barrel system. So we have a kegerator in our tap room that's 4 taps that we do small batch things and kind of experiment and try new things, or put our fundraiser beers on in small batch quantities there. So yeah. We're brewing a lot, even if it's not a lot of quantity.
Right, a lot of different styles. So, I mean, as a brewmaster, is there certain styles you gravitate more towards too?
I've been known more for my sour beers and my hazy IPAs. I haven't really dove too much of those since I've been at Bluecat, which is kind of weird. I've gotten more into these older styles that Bluecat's known for, and kind of just been spending my time getting better at making English beers and Irish beers, styles that I had never brewed prior to being in this brewery.
And as far as, you've got recipes that are pushing 30 years old, and coming in and, developing that, there's not a lot of tinkering you can do with that, right?
It's, when I got the old recipes in a book, they were very not detailed, to say the least. So I actually get together with the original brewmaster at least once or twice a month and just kind of pick his brain and ask him questions over a couple of beers and make sure that I'm still making beers to his, at least what he was going for. The advances in ingredients and processes from the early 90s to now is vastly better now, but still kind of keeping the the heart that was in those old beers there.
Trying to hit that same flavor profile, the same mouthfeel, all of that's really important, especially for people who've been coming here for 30 years.
Yeah, they let me know if I'm not spot on, but
They'll let you know.
I haven't had too many instances where they're like, this beer is not quite what it used to be. I think I'm doing a pretty good job so far.
Well, this has been fantastic, but I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. I think we got some food from Chef Kevin.
Absolutely, Chef Kevin's got it ready for us.
Let's go.